whip like with chains, like the other guys next to you. It was actually super fun. But no, yeah, playing all those games just kind of made me.
You were prepared from all angles.
Yes, sir, dude. And also, what people don't, Fortnite, man, it didn't blow up right away by any means whatsoever.
No.
I kept my eye on it. I always check out my chat, right? And when they're asking me to play a game or play with them one, in the back of my head, I'm always like, okay, like this needs to, like I need to do some research on this. I need to watch it, or watch this guy's content and see if I can do something to collab with and stuff. And the game was not being received well by a lot of top broadcasters. I was watching them; they were complaining about it. Oh, it's too cartoony. Oh, It's not fun. It's not no skill. It's not. And then, when I'm watching it myself, I'm like, this looks really entertaining. It looks really fun. So I waited for there was like an AR update where they like increased the accuracy or whatever, and I was like, this is mine. I kept telling my chat like, I will play it just soon. I will play it soon. I will play it soon. And then finally, I switched from PUBG. Love the game. Was not very good at it. In terms of the shooting is not the difficult part, it's building, and that meta kind of grew over time, and I figured that out, how important it was to obviously block shots from people shooting you, and then once I figured that out.
I think that's what I'm missing. I'm so bad at the game.
Yeah.
The whole fort aspect, it's just,
Dude,
it bugs me up. You like the Peanuts Gallery?
No. I literally love that, man. It's building is literally the most important thing ever.
The way that you just like, well, good players, they'll like build a whole fucking tower, like jumping and building on it. I can't get it.
That's
the part that really takes a minute to get down.
So yeah, you'll find that there aren't that many talented players like in every game. So if you just build simple little structures, you can win.
That's enough.
Yeah, it is. But again, if you're gonna run into a me or another top player that is like trying to actually compete in the game, you're done.
Slam dunk on you.
Yeah, you're gonna get boxed in and trapped. Like if you're not, it's very easy to tell if somebody's not good.
I think Fortnite's such an interesting game because, well, if you compare it to PUBG, which is just a pretty simple shooter with a really cool...
It's actually super basic.
It's super basic. It's got a really cool concept and a cool map.
Yes.
That concept is basic.
Yes.
And Fortnite took it then a next step further by introducing another 100%. Element of strategy.
Yeah, it went like Super Saiyan, like God, like Ultra Instinct.
They turned it into like a game of chess.
Yes, it really was. So like a lot of people are like, build like PUBG requires so much more skill because there's no building, and it's like
wrong. Opposite.
Exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's like PUBG. If someone sees you from a mile away with a ×15 scope, it can hide in a building and kill you and have and be completely. It's not difficult to shoot a gun and hit somebody. Like gun skill is never the main reason that someone's talented at a game. It is literally their decision making, like next level stuff. What are they thinking 10 steps ahead? In PUBG, you can. And not saying the game does obviously require talent. But less of it, in my opinion. There's
less of a skill gap.
Yes, correct.
Where you can get this good or as good like with
you. If you're trying every game, if I try every game, and I don't, a lot of games for me, throwing impulse bombing, nading myself 50 feet in the air and trying to like swag on someone with a no scope. Like if I did not do that, I only went mega try hard. I'd win like 90% of my games.
Really?
Oh, 1 million%. I landed. 1,000,000%. I land in tilted towers, dude. Like I would never land there. I would land in very outskirt like sides. Like I die mainly because I either mess around too much, I underestimate.
But you're entertaining. You're not playing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I find that balance. And some days, the worst days are when I try to goof off too soon. I don't get wins, and then now I'm trying, but now I'm kind of in my own head, and then I'm not getting wins, and I'm oh no.
Yeah. We touched briefly on like how Fortnite wasn't really that popular.
Right.
Where did it really come from? Because I remember when Dr. Disrespect was here, we asked him about Fortnite, because we just had Brendan Green, the PUBG creator, on like a week before.
Cool.
And it was like, Fortnite was like this cool little game that was kind of just riding the Battle Royale wave.
Yep.
And then all this, like suddenly, it was like the most popular game in the world.
So, I mean, I think that it stems from really being free to play, right? And
it's kind of like League
of Legends is perfect. I mean, you literally, if you want, this is why I don't understand a lot of people aren't doing it. Like, the concept of League of Legends kind of did that free to play. In-game skin purchases are where they make a revenue game, and it's a solid game. I think it was someone very recently had a conversation with Fortnite does not feel free to play.
Absolutely not.
And it's actually Shroud. It was Shroud. I was watching Shroud's stream, and he was playing a game that literally was like, it's like a PUBG knockoff, completely.
Right.
Like 100%, and it's free to play.
Yeah.
And the comment that he made was like, Fortnite does not feel free to play.
It doesn't, and neither did League, and I
Correct.
think that's why it was so successful.
Exactly.
I was pretty shocked when I heard that it's free.
Oh yeah, everyone recently had a conversation. I mean, a lot of people like like taking pictures all the time, man, in the airport, and like this one guy, his dad was just like, oh, like I gotta buy it. I should buy it. Like it sounds really cool. And I'm like, download it. It's free.
It's almost that's how.
It's how it can go viral.
Exactly.
It's so accessible.
It's how you can even compare it to like basketball or baseball or football in a way, because you don't need you just need a ball.
You just need a ball.
And you can
exactly.
play.
Yes.
It needs to be the same way if a game ever wants to be comparable on that level.
Agreed. Like you cannot unless the game is literally God's gift to the earth. Like you cannot expect a game, a Destiny that's $60.
It's a huge barrier.
Oh yeah, dude, yes, especially since Destiny is like, well, it is actually everything besides mobile and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just came out on PC,
right?
For 2, but yeah, man, can't expect people to just buy.
It's interesting.
$60 is a lot of money.
I think a lot of people are like, I don't want free-to-play games too. On the other hand, because they're like, I don't want a bunch of trash, and I don't
early access, right?
Right, and I don't want to have to pay for shit. But the way that they do it is so
perfect,
unoffensive. Well, they have the single player you have to pay it
if you want to, yes.
But totally unnecessary.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's but actually super fun. I've seen a lot of
dude, I love it.
I've seen a lot of videos, man. I mean, it's great. It's like a tower defense, man.
Have you played it?
I messed around with it a little bit.
Okay.
I actually try not to because there's less, there's no delay. There's no jump fatigue on that. So like when you jump in and you
think it's gonna pollute your?
It does. It literally did.
No.
The instant, I would jump in the survival one, and it's like instant. Like I could tell there was no connection involved whatsoever.
That's
and I was
funny.
like, oh my god. And then I switched over. It's like playing on. It's like Halo 3. Dude, Halo 3. Yes, Halo 3, man. On a LAN to online Xbox Live is completely night and day. So
that's funny. When I first heard about you, when I first saw you on the radar, was when you had this incredible game with Drake, and you guys broke the concurrent views record, right? Was about 600,000?
It was like 650.
650, 100, which before the previous record was like Doc's, like 330 or something.
Who did it start with before then? Before it was before T1's comeback, Tyler 1's comeback, and before Doc's. It was someone else. I forget who it was.
I don't remember.
But anyways, no, yeah. So Tyler 1 smashed it with his League of Legends unbanned, and then he did that cool Draven cosplay, which is awesome. And then he was like 360 or something like that, 300,000. Doc came back, right, 320, 330, something insane. And then so we pretty much doubled it.
It was crazy. I never seen numbers. I didn't know numbers like that were possible.
I didn't either.
And then you broke it again this last weekend with your event in Vegas that I really want to talk to you about.
I'd love to, yeah.
But you had like 660. What did you have?
680. I think was the numbers right now, which is like kind of unfortunate that they aren't like Twitch. I don't know if they can actually release the exact.
They should.
They should.
Yeah. No, I literally
Why?
Think, I don't think they have the ability to. I think it's. I think no. Like,
they're not ready.
Have the ability to. Like,
yeah.
The metrics are weird.
Oh.
On some, like on my screen right now, I could be on Twitch. Like right now, you could have 25 viewers, 100,000. I have no idea. But
someone else could
see. I can see 91. Someone else could see 92.
Really?
It's just so fluid and it's always changing.
People are in and out.
Yeah.
And with Battle Royales, I mean, like it's like a story. It's a long game. It's the same thing with League of Legends. Actually, the viewer dip, right? So you start the game up, boom, your viewer. You literally, I promise you, like no one will lose viewers as the game goes on in one game. You will only go up, and then the second the game is over, you're at that peak. Yeah, you lose about 10, 50. Like I'll lose like 30, and then I'll gain them right back.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. They probably have shit to do. They're
course.
waiting for it.
They want to see the win, right? There's a lot of people who are like, I mean, yeah, I'll get the donor once in a while. Like, I'm not going to bed till you win the game. Till you win this game, or like win this game, and people they're invested, right? No, the Drake 600,000. The event Vegas.
What do sporting events get like? What does like a basketball game get? Do you know that, Dan? Yeah, look that up. I'm curious.
I know. Yeah, I think the statistic-wise, this is something that was released like 2, 3, 4 years ago, something like that. Was like the total views of Riot's Worlds event was like 20 mil or 19 mil or something like that, and then like the Super Bowl was at like 60 mil.
Well, the Super Bowl,
of course,
that's a tough comparison.
Well,
I remember that stat. It was the World Series actually.
It smashed the World Series, didn't it?
Completely smashed it.
Yeah, the World Series had 9 or something like that. 9.
And that was over the course of the whole series, not just one game.
Wait. What's the stat again?
It was like the world,
the World Finals for League of Legends was more than all 6 or 7 games of the World Series combined.
Yeah, all sporting events except for the.
Here we go. So you've got a National Basketball League gets on average 2 million per game.
2 million views
per game. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, compare that. like in a way, you're just a dude playing a game.
Right.
It's getting there.
Right. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's definitely.
Or when you actually had an event, you had almost 700,000.
Yes, concurrent, and it was like a 7-hour event. It was long.
And if you compare it to NBA, you've got 20 professional, not even 20, because you got the bench, you got the coaches, you've got like 100 full-time athletes making tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
I think it's funny how when you,
Hey, man.
but like we've all been wondering for so long, like when's it gonna get there?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I think that I'm just happy that I'm at the forefront.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You're definitely spearheading it.
Yeah, and I want to. I mean, that's the goal is to obviously never stop, but to be 10 years from now, someone like let's just say this is the year 2018, right?
I think it is historic. I do think so.
I hope so, man.
I do think so.
A couple more games with Drake, I think we'll be.
Couple more.
I think we'll be there.
That's right. But I think it's so funny. Whenever I see you on an interview, they're always obsessed with like, so you get paid $500,000. Tell me about that. How do you make? So you're just playing games?
So people give you money.
It's like, it's kind of annoying. It annoys me because it's like, imagine having LeBron James and be like, so people pay you $80 million to play a game?
It's frustrating.
You just dribble a ball,
right?
And you shoot the ball, and they pay you $80 million.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'll never ever react in a negative way. Simply just because there's a disconnect. People don't get it.
It comes from
It
comes from an innocent
I don't
place.
get mad about it. Of course, exactly. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't.
Trying to demean you.
And I'll be like, exactly. And I'll be like, listen, if you want to be better than like the tens of millions of 7 billion people in the world and be better than them at something, and like you think you should get paid, like, and then hear their response. I never have asked or been rude like that, but I'd love to hear what they say.
Well, it's the statement is just so stupid because we already are paying people to play games.
Right.
Way more than you're making.
You tell me you've seen the meme. I'm sure you have.
What is it?
Where dude, this dude is literally he's on Twitch, right? It's one of those like there's a name for the style of the cartoon joke, right? But it's like he's just like chilling, watching. He's like, hey, what are you doing right now, little bubble? He's like, oh, I'm watching this guy play a video game. Jeez, that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Walks like 10 feet, sits on a couch, and turns on the basketball game or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you watch someone else play.
Thing.
Yeah,
it's
you watch someone else play a game. It's like,
yes, it's the same.
It's the exact same thing, dude.
You've been doing it for hundreds of years.
But better, dude. It's even. And that's the thing. The live integration. Right, I was actually just in an interview. I can't really talk about it, but like one of the things I mentioned was imagine someone being able to LeBron streaming or whatever, Drake being able to literally donate $5, $10,
interact with
ask a question, a guaranteed question that will be answered.
Yeah.
I think it was me knocking.
Shredder was like, oh yeah, that was. Shreddy, it was us. Hey, look. And not only that, but he's the greatest.
You want me to come take
us?
Oh,
no, he's okay. I think he's good.
We all bonded over our Yorkies before.
Not only that, but you get you couldn't play with them.
Right.
You play the same game as them.
Right.
You can get good. You have the resources.
Mm-hmm.
You just play the fucking game.
Right.
I don't know. It's way cooler.
No, I agree.
And well, before I get ahead of myself, I did want to ask. Like, you had this big game with Drake, and it was kind of meteoritic. That's a word. Meteoric. It was meteoric. In that the media, it was like a thing that they could latch onto and be like, this is a crazy thing. Mm-hmm. So, did anything change for you after that big game?
I think that literal one match with Drake made it okay for everyone to play video games.